In the previous videos, we covered two sources of intragroup conflict: competition and social dilemmas. In this one, you'll learn about other sources. Let's start with task conflict, a disagreement over issues that are relevant to the group's purpose, goals, and work. For instance, members may have different ideas about how a project should be completed. This type of conflict has little to do with the people and involves very little emotion. In fact, they can still get along, even as they experience it. Task conflict is common in the storming stage of group development. In some situations, it can be beneficial to group performance and decision-making. For instance, by encouraging the sharing of new ideas, perspective-taking, and critical thinking. It can also lead members to discuss issues with the group, be proactive as opposed to reactive when solving problems, and make better action plans. However, if managed incorrectly, it can lead to negative outcomes like decreased productivity, impaired communication and coordination, reinforced stereotypes, and additional relationship conflict. So, the research suggests a moderate amount of task conflict is best. Too much or too little means the group isn't being as productive as it could. Process or procedural conflict is a disagreement over the strategies, policies, methods, or procedures used to complete the group's tasks and reach its goals. When a group plans to exist for a long period of time, it might adopt rules of order that describe the processes members should use when working together. Examples of these rules include bylaws, mission statements, or decision schemes. Standardizing the procedures and giving members a say in the creation of these rules helps minimize process conflict. Personal or relationship conflict stems from members' disliking of one another. It refers to a disagreement that results from differences in personal characteristics, like interests, values, or personality. Because it's personalized, relationship conflict often fuels people's emotional responses. That is, our emotions tend to run hotter in relationship conflict than in other types. In addition, relationship conflict can distract from the work, damage relationships, and hurt the group's productivity and decision-making capabilities. Because disliking and personal conflict are strongly correlated, this type of conflict can be caused by many of the same factors that create disliking. It can also stem from perceptions of unfairness, injustice, and dissimilarity. Another source of intragroup conflict is misperceptions and cognitive bias. Perceptual factors impair members' ability to perceive their environment and others' behaviors accurately. The confirmation bias, for example, leads us to pay attention to information that supports our current view and ignore information that contradicts it. In organizations where evidence-based management, managing up, and transformational leadership are the norm, perceptual errors are less of an issue. Differences in power can also create conflict. They create an uneven playing field where disagreements are likely. Once a member gains power, they defend it using a variety of strategies. For example, by controlling access to information and other resources, or by building a coalition and relying on majority influence. Unfortunately, some rely on manipulation, nepotism, and public embarrassment to maintain their power. Check out the next videos to learn more about addressing intragroup conflict.